When you see that field of blue, you know it can be only one place in the world. Boise, Idaho, on the campus of Boise State and home to the fabled giant killers, the Boise State Broncos. Today, these two teams square off in what should be an exciting Mountain West showdown. As we'll see, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors taking on the Boise State Broncos. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Broncos will put total leather to crank us up. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Rainbow Warriors offense takes the field. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. Be interesting to see what they do today.
And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. The Rainbow Warriors come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. He's got him at the 45 on his way into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48. The offense has it now at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10. Lost a throw on 1st down. It's caught. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the 1st down. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Fires to the big fella. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down. And the Rainbow Warriors are on the move. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. And a 9-yard gain on 1st down leaves them with 2nd and short. 6th play of the drive coming up. They'll go to the air on 2nd and short. And they can't connect, but the flag flies, and I think this is going to be pass interference.
Pass interference, defense.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's caught it.
Looking to throw on 1st down. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
What a play by the defender that time, because he's matched up one-on-one man coverage against an outstanding wide receiver, and it's the defender who makes the play.
Oh, he's got some space. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal. The Rainbow Warriors didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Power ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Rainbow Warriors!
How about that first drive by the offense? Usually script the first 10 plays. Well, I had one extra. It only took 9. Great job moving down the field, stringing plays that look like other plays together, and getting this opening drive touchdown.
And they did tack on the extra point. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense has its first opportunity of the day. And, David, they've got a guy in the backfield that certainly is capable of carrying more than his share of the weight in this offensive attack.
Yeah, he's a piece, but I would argue this, Reese. Like, you need to get the ground game going. For this offense to be successful, they need a physical tone setter, and he can be that, sometimes up, sometimes down. They need that consistently, Jesse.
They need him to show up when it matters the most, and there's going to be times in this game like we've seen throughout his career when the defense wants to take away wide receivers or players on the perimeter, and that's when this guy has to show up and shine. He's got vision, he's got cutting ability, he's got speed, but that's got to be on display in this game.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever, third and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running, so nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a third down opportunity that's in their favor.
And the Broncos will try to pin them back with the punt. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Hauls it in at the 25. They'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. Looking to throw on first down. The throw to the outside is complete. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Makes the catch. It's White. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down. That was a good read there. Not the biggest gain in the world, David, but take up the space they're going to give you in the zone.
Yeah, make it easy, man. Make the right decision. If he's open, get it to him, get some positive yards. Basically a run play.
And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down.
And when you get zone coverage and you're running curls and the wide receiver sprints off the ball, you know what happens? That DB starts to bail, and that wide receiver comes back, and it's easy pitch and catch for the offense.
He's going to lose a yard on that one. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And the Rainbow Warriors with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. This time he'll be stopped behind the line, and they'll pretty much give back what they just gained.
You know, the runner just has to have a little bit more patience. Bounce that thing outside a little too early, and as a result, lost yards.
With the catch, it's White. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Makes a grab past the marker. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down. The Rainbow Warriors come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. He's got his man, makes the grab. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Man, listen, you get zone coverage and you can hit that curl route and he comes open continually, keep hitting it. This might be a play to come back to.
Now inside the 20, first and 10 from the 18. Pulls it and fires to the left. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
How many first downs is that alone, you know, just on this drive? The defense, they keep this up, they're going to get worn out and continue to have to play more and more guys. They got to do something to change this.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Hawaii. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd.
Boise State, 0.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Back to throw, it's Madsen. Fires to the tight end. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
Yeah, and tight ends aren't just line up and block guys anymore. These guys are athletes. You line them up all over the field. And nowadays, you can start to feature them more and more in the passing game.
He'll pull it on the read. A very short pickup there, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. Guys, it is Hawaii who will carry the lead to the quarter break. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. So they had a chance to talk over this third down play to open the period. Quarterback on the keeper. Got the first down and more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Use the play fake, now to throw. Gonna let it fly. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
An ill-advised play by that defender as he makes contact with the quarterback well after the throw, and it'll cost his defense. Looking for a man. It's Madsen. Here's a heat. Quickly to the tight end. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short game there. And now on 2nd down for this offense. The give to the single back. There he goes. Oh, sweet feet. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
2nd down, he'll throw it. Unleashes to the end zone. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down.
And perfect timing. Got there right when the ball got there. Didn't get there a little bit early. Saving the touchdown. Nice timing by that defender.
Lets it fly. Touchdown Broncos. Snagged in the end zone to give them 6.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now in game.
The Hawaii offense returns to the field. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it. The big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
This Boise State crowd bringing the noise. It's deafening here on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the catch. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the 1st.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Leaves it with the back. They knock him down after he picks up 5 out to the 34.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
It's 3rd down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. From the gun, wants to pass. Grab near the marker. It's White. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
And it's tough on the defense there. Third down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quick.
Breaks into the open. Good pick up there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41.
Man, this defense, they have got to get better in coverage if they want to get off the field anytime soon. You keep defending like that, this offense might hang 50 on you by the end of the game.
And the Rainbow Warriors will snap it on 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down, 2nd down coming.
I know one of the things this defense really prides themselves on is being physical, and early in this game, putting a big hit on a guy that's already had a couple catches in this game, that's a good omen for the defense.
It's complete to the left. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
On defense, man, it helps you a lot when you can be a linebacker or a corner or some safety, anybody, and you see the QB throw the football. Now I can break on the football right away and limit gains like right here on this play.
Well, he's linked up with his quarterback 4 times in this first half. Finally, they're not able to connect on that one. I think the defense has just had enough. I think they've said, you know what? You can throw it somewhere else, but you're not going to get it to that guy. We're going to have coverage helping out on that receiver.
Oh, he dropped it. He just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. And that decision will be questioned for a while. Dropping back, it's Madsen. Quick strike complete. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. The Broncos are in the hurry-up. Looking downfield on 1st down. Got a man. It's Marshall. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. Gonna take a shot on 2nd and short. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. And the Broncos will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Boy, they had a chance to track that thing down, but it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Hawaii ready to go back to work on offense. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stand.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again here.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those 4th down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for them.
They opened up this drive, getting all the way out to the 35, and now it's 1st down again. It's complete on the right side. They're working their way toward midfield. He's out of bounds at the 46.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a 1st down.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. In their vision of that play, someone would run free after making an easy catch. There was nowhere to run and nowhere to go except down.
Probably looked really good when they drew that one up on the board this week in practice, but obviously a lot more difficult to go out and execute. Give the defense credit. Great stop.
The blue turf rumbling on this 3rd down attempt as the Bronco fans exhort the knee. Got his man. Nice job to pick up the 1st down, and they'll spot it at the 42. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Well, man, I mean, you don't get more wide open than that, right? Big fella running down the field, nobody near him. Quarterback puts it on him. Just got to make the catch.
So now it's 2nd and long. Gets it out quickly. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. Good, solid pickup on that play. The Rainbow Warriors come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
3rd and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. From the 30-yard line on first down. Might as well give it to him again. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. And he'll need a little distance and accuracy, a 42-yarder from the left hash. Absolutely perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, this matchup on that Smurf turf, sign me up for another half in Boise. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. And with that, let's send it back to our guys high above the Smurf turf.
And the Rainbow Warriors will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Bronco offense back out there ready to give it another spin. Down 2 possessions to start this 3rd quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high level.
And coming out in the second half, this offense, they needed to establish this run game. They needed to get something going. They're losing. They've got to find a way to get a flow, to get a rhythm. And so far here to start this second half, defense picking up where it left off.
The Broncos will line up to punt it away. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. Hawaii has it back as they send the offense onto the field. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss.
And if this defense wants to get back in the football game, they've got to match the physicality of this offense. And that's a great start here in the second half. Like coming out, not letting them run the football, being the more physical and more aggressive team.
Turning it on! And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals.
It's a nice play call there. You've got 2-possession lead. You're trying to keep the defense guessing, right? Because you've got that lead, they know you're going to run it, but you still have got to be able to sprinkle in some shot plays and some vertical throws. That was really, really good thinking on that last play call by the offense.
The Rainbow Warriors trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. It's White. Knocked off his feet.
Quarterback and receiver on the same page there on the curl route. Nice job by the receiver finding the soft spot in zone and just settling down, making that throw a whole bunch easier.
They're going to try to throw for it on 3rd down. They're working that left side. They get him out of bounds right at the 5-yard line, and that one might have saved a touchdown.
Well, the field goal kicker can step away from the net and go sit down, grab some water. They're not going to need him just quite yet. That was a great play call. Throwing the ball on 3rd and short in field goal range. They get the completion, now setting up 1st and goal.
They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I think if you're the coaching staff, you have to like what you've seen from this guy so far in the game. He's pumped out some really nice runs. Obviously, he's already scored a touchdown. Really nice run there as well. And for me, I would keep thinking about creative ways of getting this guy the ball as the game goes on here in the second half.
They keep pushing forward down to the 3, but now it's 3rd and goal. Trying to ball his way in. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Hawaii. The AT unit on the field. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target. They'll make the big play, get the touchdown. Boise
State ready to send out that offense. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so he puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all off-season long. They look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
Tries to slither forward on the sneak.
3rd and 1. Everyone knows it's coming, but the quarterback sneak is so hard to stop. They just got to get 1 yard. Nice job by the offensive line.
Well, a really good push by his center on that last play, making it easy for his quarterback to just tuck the football, belly it, get low, and drive your legs.
Leaves it with the back. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
And after having a nice game like that on 1st down, if you're the offensive coordinator here, maybe you're thinking about being aggressive and taking a shot. Because even if it's incomplete on 2nd down, on 3rd, you won't have that long to go.
Got it in the middle, it's Anderson. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down. These routes have some reads and adaptability built in, and the big fella found that cushion and made the play.
Man, it's so awesome how much offenses have evolved. They know exactly what they're getting, where to sit down, quarterback, tight end, on the same page, gets the 1st down.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a 1st down. And the Broncos come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll run it. They get him off his feet after a pickup of 5 down to the 25. The Broncos can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. The play action fake. Finds his big tight end. He's stopped and forced out of bounds just short of the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 11. Down to the 12-yard line, it's 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
That's another example of just really good football. This is why they've built the lead here in the 2nd half. Nice job pressuring the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, coming into somebody else's building.
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Broncos! Great example of how a 2nd half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt, 1st half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak, it looked like it was ugly, but now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Sure hands, it's White.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
The give to the tailback. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. They'll mark it at the 30.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that 1st down.
Wants to throw on first down. They've got the screen set up. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. So the final period starts with a second down play. Back to pass. He's got it down the middle. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. This Boise State crowd bringing the noise. It's deafening here on third down. They'll try to power their way ahead. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Really impressed with the running back. His stats haven't been great, right? Every yard has been hard to come by, but these are some of the best runs we've seen in the game by him, and it's happening at the most important time here in the fourth quarter.
And the Rainbow Warriors are marching down the field. Off the play fake on first down to throw. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. They're dealing with a second and long. They want that clock to run. Steaming into the backfield to make the stop, and he'll lose 4.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. That's caught. It's Harris. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
He has been the go-to guy on offense all game long. And on a critical third down here in the fourth quarter, surprise, surprise, guess who they go to? That guy.
The Rainbow Warriors with the 1st and 10. Gonna run it. It's Sims. Got enough for the first. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And the Rainbow Warriors kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. They'll give it to him again. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. They're a perfect 2 for 2 on third down on this drive. They need 8 to move the chains again. That's caught. It's Sims. Corralled and forced out of bounds. Mark it right at the 16-yard line, and man, are they in business. From the 17-yard line, threatening to score on 1st and 10. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Give to the back. What a nice job by the defense to string it out, not give him any kind of alley, and knock him down for a loss.
Yeah, I pass running play. I'm not sure it was designed to go that direction. He tried to make it happen on his own and fortunately ended up losing yards.
Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating the ball down the field. Quickly complete. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
Man, the offense got away with one there. That was supposed to be a running back screen. Instead, the quarterback threw it somewhere else. And with all the offensive line running way down the field, they're lucky that wasn't a penalty.
Field goal is good. And now the lead is extended a little further. After that last field goal drive, they're set to kick it away.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative, use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
First play of the drive comes from the 22. Scanning the field, it's Madsen. Finds his man, it's Marshall. Oh, he's got some space. They finally get him on the ground, and this junior turning in a big play after the catch. Looking to throw on first down. Using the quick game. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. The hurry up now, second down, clock ticking. Wants to go up top. Catch in the middle, it's Marshall. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Just a short pass to the tight end. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business. The offense comes out for what almost certainly will be its final drive late in the 4th quarter. Pulls it in, it's Marshall. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. Back to pass on second down. Snagged out of the air. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. He's looking to throw on 3rd and short. He's going to run it. It's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Boise State.
And they desperately needed that touchdown. Now it's miracle time. We got to kick this onside kick and somehow find a way to boot a long field goal and maybe win this thing at the buzzer.
And he splits the uprights on the extra point. Only 14 seconds to play. The hands team on the field, and it'll come down to this onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
It came down to the final quarter. Clutch plays, guys delivered, and they get the close win.
Yeah, Reese, big-time players make big plays in big games, and that's what happened in this circumstance. As a coaching staff, David, you love this. You know that you have confidence in your guys to go out and be able to execute when it matters the most.
Correct, and you don't know until the games, right? You don't know when those moments present themselves. How are they going to handle it? Great job handling a close game, executing down the stretch like they needed to.
That's good.
Key narration volume set to 100. Menu narration option is set to off. Menu narration option is set to off. Cookie narration volume set to 100.